The silence in courtroom number 6 was broken when the jury announced that Karen Harrington, seen here earlier this morning on her way into court, was guilty of murdering Santina Cawley. She showed no emotion as the verdict was returned. July 5th, 2019, and Harrington was caring for little Santina at her apartment in Cork while the infant's father was looking for a cousin of his in town. The trial heard Harrington and Michael Cawley had been arguing earlier in the night. Shortly after 5 a.m, Michael Cawley returned to find his daughter lying in a blood-stained duvet, fighting for her life. She died in her mother's arms a number of hours later. A post-mortem found 2-year-old Santina Cawley, described in court as little and defenceless, sustained a complex fractured skull, an injury to her spinal cord, as well as 49 external injuries and 4 internal injuries. At all times, 38-year-old Harrington had denied she murdered Santina Cawley. But the trial was told DNA and CCTV don't lie. Karen Harrington is now beginning her first night of a life sentence behind bars.
Well, our Southern correspondent Paul Byrne is outside Cork Courthouse for us this evening. So, Paul, the sentencing happened straight after that verdict was returned, and the court also heard some powerful victim impact statement today.
That's right, Caroline. This was, in fact, a very, very sad and distressing case for everyone to listen to who sat through it since the trial commenced on April 25th. We have experienced officers who have described this privately as one of the most harrowing cases of their career. Throughout the trial at stages, clothing belonging to little Santina was shown to the jury. Some of the clothing, blood-stained, included a little pair of a child's leggings, a T-shirt, and things like this, I think, will live with the jury and those who are in court for the rest of their life. A team of top investigators have been working around the clock ever since Santina's body was found, or a badly injured body was found on July 5th, 2019, and they left no stone unturned in this investigation. And what proved crucial was the CCTV that they gathered, and every I was dotted, every T was crossed, and they brought Karen Harrington to the court, and finally justice was served, they said this afternoon. One of the lead investigators in the case is Inspector Danny Collin, and he spoke to us a short while ago.
So the murder of Santina Cawley has had a profound impact on Santina's extended family and across the community. An Garda Síochána notes the decision the court has made today in the conviction and sentence of Karen Harrington for the murder of Santina. The early provision of statements, CCTV, social media clips, doorbell cameras and cooperation with house-to-house inquiries greatly aided this investigation. I would like to particularly thank the dedicated investigation team who have worked on this case for almost 3 years. Justice for Santina was always the ultimate goal for the team since her murder on the 5th of July 2019. This was a particularly emotive case for the members that attended the scene and the investigation team, many having children of a similar age. Santina was always in our thoughts. We would like to again publicly express our sympathies to Santina's family, and An Garda Síochána will continue to support them as they continue to grieve for Santina.
Mr Justice Michael McGrath, who presided over the case, also acknowledged the work of the investigating officers. Now, just before Karen Harrington was sentenced this afternoon, Michael Cawley and Bridget O'Donoghue, Santina Cawley's parents, victim impact statements were read on their behalf. And basically summing it up, I suppose they described their little girl as beautiful, fun-loving, ever smiling. They said she had beautiful blue eyes. They will miss her red hair, sorely missed. May 6th was Santina's birthday, and she would have been 5 during the trial. Michael Cawley, Santina Cawley's father, said all he'll have now is heavenly birthdays. They'll treasure the memories. Also, of course, Santina's mother, Bridget, she spoke of receiving a knock on the door on July 5th and a guard standing there to say that Santina had been involved in an accident. She was taken to the hospital, and shortly after that, Santina was placed in her arms, and she said she will never forget the dreadful condition that Santina was in. She was extremely angry, she said, at Karen Harrington. She said she cannot imagine how anyone could have been so cruel to her beautiful little girl, her now a little angel. And she said she always thinks of what Santina was thinking at the time in the final moments of her life. A short while ago, Bridget O'Donoghue left the courthouse accompanied by her solicitor, Donald Daly, who spoke on her behalf.
I've been asked by Bridget, mother of Santina, to make a very brief statement in respect to this matter. She would like to thank the Gardaí for their professionalism and humanity throughout this case. She especially wishes to mention Garda Brendan Ryan, Detective Cormac Trotty, Detective Inspector Danny Collin. She would also like to thank her neighbours for their support throughout this nightmare. She will be forever in debt to the first responders and the medical staff of CUH who fought so long and so hard to save Santina's life. She has said all there is to say in her victim impact report and doesn't wish to make any further comments. She now wishes simply to get on with her life, to mourn Santina with her children. Thank you very much.
The judge said the circumstances in this case were absolutely shocking. The defence team said that Karen Harrington was standing over her decision and that she was not guilty of the murder. The judge said he sympathised with the family of Santina Cawley, sent his condolences to them, and he said no parent should have to bury a child. He then imposed the mandatory life sentence on Karen Harrington. She's now en route to Limerick Prison.